Majesty the King of Busoga, William Gabula Diope IV, Isebandu Kyabazinga of Busoga. Thank you for having us here. The Prime Minister of Busoga, Cabinet Ministers for the King of Busoga, clan leaders and members of the Lukiko, members of the Busoga royal family, government representatives. I'm very pleased that the chairperson of the Uganda AIDS Commission agreed to join my visit here. I thank you, Dr. Ruth. I'm honored and delighted to be here and to lead such a wonderful delegation to come and discuss with you and get guidance from you on how we can support the people of Busoga to meet their development goals. Your Majesty, the Joint United Nations Program on HIV, UNAIDS, together with its partners under the Sexual Reproductive Health and Rights Program, where we partner with UNFPA, UNICEF, and WHO, we present our compliments to you. And thank you for your commitment towards the social transformation and development of Busoga region. We are concerned about the fact that national health and HIV responses are leaving men behind and boys behind, not just in Busoga region, but everywhere in the country. Men and boys are involved in health programs and testing for HIV in fewer numbers compared to their female counterparts. Even fewer are involved in access to health and HIV treatment, and as a result, most AIDS-related deaths occur among men in Uganda. This is why UNAIDS, together with its co-sponsors, are actively advocating for the involvement of men and boys in HIV prevention, treatment, and care programs. We see the increased engagement of men and culture as a game changer for reducing teenage pregnancies in the region. We are convinced beyond doubt that without men engaging, we will not reach the global targets for ending AIDS and teenage pregnancies. We are also convinced that we will not get to the end of AIDS without the involvement of cultural leaders. Your Majesty, while advocacy with government and political leaders is important, partnerships with cultural leaders is equally important because we believe that cultural institutions and traditional structures enable changes from the inside out. Cultural leaders are more in touch with the people and the realities at the community and grassroots level. My sister gift from UNFPA will highlight some of the facts around teenage pregnancy, and Jessica will also talk about what they are seeing here in Busoga region. But allow me to paint a brief picture around HIV. Uganda has around 1.4 million people living with HIV. The country registered 38,000 new HIV infections in 2023. This translates to about 730 new HIV infections every week. 3 out of 4 of these infections are in adolescents and young people, with girls and women taking the lion's share of 4 infections per 5 young people living with HIV. 64% of these infections are among women, while 36% are among men. In addition, over 40 people die due to HIV every week, and close to 14 babies contract HIV from their parents every week. This is not good. It is unbearable, because the science of HIV prevention is known by almost everybody. We have all the tools we need. We have the science, we have the capacity here in Uganda to end this. However, we all need to accelerate our efforts, and if we want to declare human victory against HIV, then we need to come together and accelerate and achieve this goal. UNAIDS, together with its co-sponsors, is confident that the Kyabazinga, through the Kyabazinga initiative, has the power to change this situation among men and girls in Busoga region. More importantly, Your Majesty, you have the power to transform young men and boys by influencing the positive cultural norms, beliefs, and customs that impact on their access to sexual reproductive health services, plus positive gender relations. We know that we have a big problem with gender-based violence. And so we hope also through the Kyabazinga initiative, we will be able to address the root causes that lead to gender-based violence, but also then end up leading to high HIV infections and poor health outcomes among girls and women. Your Majesty, we welcome your campaign on Men Are Pillars, Omusada Mpango, to promote behavior change among men and boys in the region, to reduce teenage pregnancies among the adolescent girls and young women in Busoga region, and we look forward to its launch. We know that this campaign will transform gender relations. It will be informed by evidence and based on the local context. Once again, Your Majesty, let me congratulate you on your impressive commitment to work with young people. We are impressed with this work, and I'm happy today to welcome you as the UNAIDS National Goodwill Ambassador for engaging men and boys to end teenage pregnancies in the Busoga region. Your Majesty, please accept this of my highest consideration. UNAIDS and its co-sponsors are dedicated to continue to partner with you, with and support you in this campaign to ensure we can reach our shared goal of ending AIDS and teenage pregnancy in Busoga region by 2030. So, Your Majesty, I thank you very much, and I know my colleague from UNFPA and Jessica from USAID.
It is a great honor for me to stand before you. We deeply appreciate Your Majesty's dedication to addressing the critical health challenges that is crucial for shaping the future of young people, especially here in Busoga. As my colleague has indicated, the United Nations agencies, UNFPA, UNAIDS, UNICEF, WHO, together we partnered with USAID to address some of the challenges that young people are facing. Your Majesty, you might be aware that in this country, young people, between the ages of 10 to 24, they form 35%. And here in Busoga, they form 11%, those who are between 10 to 24 years. But we are also aware that young people who are not in school, who are not in education, who are not in training, below the ages of 30, constitute 51%, and it's a great concern for us. But when young girls do not pursue their education, they don't remain in school, then we have a cycle of poverty. But if we manage to keep the girls in school, they pursue their education, not only are they going to look after themselves and their families, but they are also going to contribute to national development. They are going to contribute to the development of Busoga. How are they going to do that? They are going to make savings. They are going to make investments. and then contribute to development. We are concerned, Your Majesty, that the young girls are being left behind while the young boys are continuing with education and being in employment. So for us as the UN agencies, we looked at why is this the case. So we started with the individuals, the young girls. And part of it is from the socialization aspect. And part of it is lack of information, accurate information about growing up, about managing relationships so that they can remain in schools. And part of it stems from the families. What are the family values that we are having? How are we socializing the young girls and the young boys? We see that at times young boys and young girls are socialized differently. And that is why it is also important for us to engage families. We also looked at community levels. What are the community norms, that make us the people of Busoga? There are some very good norms that encourage young girls to behave properly, that encourage young boys to behave properly, but there are some norms that actually perpetuate teenage pregnancy. And that is why it is important, Your Royal Highness, we are going to kindly request that you engage families, you engage communities, encourage them to socialize young girls and young boys equally. Encourage these young girls to remain in school and encourage the young boys also to continue in the same manner. But we have also noticed the part of it is also due to poverty. The poverty levels are a little bit on the high side, and some families, because of poverty, they prefer then to marry off their young girls. I think this is a culture that might also need to be looked at, to see and encourage families not to marry off young girls because of the multiple problems that actually emanate from marrying girls early, because they won't pursue their education. They then encounter these other challenges because they're expected to be pregnant and deliver babies. So while we are here, we thought, because we feel that leaders like Your Royal Highness, you are very highly respected in Busoga, because this is your community, these are your people. When you speak, they listen. So we are expecting that perhaps you can assist us to engage the men, the young boys, because they are the gatekeepers of our social norms and practices. Challenging the harmful social norms and practices, so that when the young boys and girls are growing up, they respect each other. They know that these are sisters, these are aunts, but they need to also pursue their education. Your Majesty's influence is really expected, Your Royal Highness, to rally the Busoga boys and men in championing and fighting teenage pregnancy. As I've indicated earlier, parents play a crucial role, clan leaders play a crucial role, and the community members. But more importantly, we kindly request that you ensure that every girl in the Busoga goes to school, remains in school, because we have noticed and evidence is available that when young girls pursue their education, they delay getting pregnant. They also have information about preventing pregnancy, preventing STIs, preventing HIV. So our call to action, Your Royal Highness, is that every young person deserves an opportunity to thrive, regardless of their circumstances. I think in partnership, I'm talking about partnership because we also realize you can't do it alone, you need partners. I think we must ensure that no young person is left behind. We need to have a Busoga region where every girl can make her own choices and enjoy her rights to education and have a bright future. Your Royal Highness, your leadership and advocacy are critical to achieving these goals. By championing these efforts and rallying men and boys, you can inspire lasting change and improve the lives of countless Busoga young people. Please accept, Your Royal Highness, the assurances of my highest regard. I thank you for your time and attention.
Your Majesty, Prime Minister, Deputy Prime Minister, thank you very much for having us. My job today is to talk to you a little bit about the work that we are already supporting in the Busoga Kingdom. So this is collectively, and these are investments that can be tools and resources for you in the initiative and in our partnership to come. So presently, we are in training health workers. We provide a significant amount of health commodities. So this includes medicines and tests for HIV. It includes family planning commodities. We also provide malaria commodities and others. We are working with your village health teams to do community outreach. We are supporting, through some of your guests here today, outreach on the radios and others through a recently launched BOLD campaign in partnership with your kingdom as well. So these are a few of the general areas where we're partnering with the Ministry of Health, partnering with the districts, and partnering with the communities. But they have not been fully successful, and these investments have not been fully realized, which is really at the heart of why we are here today. We're continuing to find that some of these drivers that Gift very clearly described, including, of course, poverty, but also traditional beliefs that lead to people not seeking health services or going to shrines or traditional healers first instead of seeking health services, have resulted in delays in care and delays in reducing teenage pregnancy and some of the other challenges that we would like to work with you on. So we've identified that we have resources for your partnership and resources for this initiative, but we don't have the solutions. And so we're pleased to have a dialogue today, and I hope we can continue speaking openly about some of the ways that we can transform, use the positive norms, use the power of this kingdom and of your people to start seeing some better health results, particularly for the young people. So thank you very much.